Peace and blessings. What Craig Simple. My name is Yasmin, aka Sunfire. Those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you returning, welcome back. If you like the content that I'm creating, hit that like button. If you would like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Um, Before I get started, I would like to send my condolences out to the Cosby family. Um, y'all don't know me, but I knew him. I knew E-Mac. Every time we crossed paths, he was always kind, you know, to me. He's even protected me one time. And my heart goes out to you all, and I pray that the Most High God shows him and grant him favor. Um, I want to just, take a moment of silence for this man. I don't care what he's done, how he lived his life. I do know that man had a good heart. Just the way he treated me, a stranger. Every time he saw me, he had nothing but good words to say. And I just want to send my condolences out to that family. Know that y'all will get justice. There will be justice in this situation. I literally just found out like 20 minutes ago. And I don't think it's fair, because some people, excuse me, some people get dealt bad hands. And, and I feel like E-Mac was one of them people. He got dealt a bad hand, and he lived with it the best he could based off what I know of him. But hold y'all head up, because even though he walked the walk he walked, he still had showed kindness. He should still showed some dignity, even to strangers. And I was one of those strangers. Uh, for the longest, I grew up in North Nashville. For the longest I can remember, he's always been kind to me. Like I said, he's protected me a couple of times from some of the drunks that hung down on D.B. Todd and Buchanan. So, my heart goes out to you, his family, at this time. He will be missed. I just, it's, wow. I'm going to be quiet and just give this moment to him. Okay. Now, forgive me if I'm a little sad during this reading, but, you know, I just remember times when he said, "Hey, sis, what you doing?" Nothing, get ready to go to work. I'm keep it real with you. I want a bill. Give me $1. you know, and I give it to him. I go, "What kind of bill you want?" I would buy it for him because he didn't know me from Adam. But when that man came up on me and, he was sexually harassing me, Emac stood up for me. Little as he was, he stood up for me. And whoever the guy was respected him and moved the fuck back. He backed up, you know? Oh, you know, yeah. Anyway. Also, I had a couple of visions today as well. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see that, y'all, so forgive me. I was getting ready to go live and I was scrolling on Facebook and there his face is. Died in a hit and run. He's been walking that street for God knows how long. I've known that man out there always. You know, people know who he is. And people know I ain't lying when I say he was a kind soul. Peace and blessings. How you doing? Well, my day was good until I learned that somebody that I knew of passed away. Somebody that was kind to me and didn't have to be, but he chose to be, and I thank him for it. Oh, my nerves are shot right now, y'all. Give me a minute. This is going to be a trigger warning as well. The channeling off the vision that I got. There's a passed on loved one who, thank you. Peace and blessings. How y'all doing? There's a passed over loved one who's came forward and told their truth. And it's crazy because Emac struggled with addictions, and this passed over loved one had the same issue. They struggled with addictions. Oh man. So forgive me, y'all. I'm gonna be emotional in this reading because this passed over loved one came to me and showed me how they passed away. I mean, how they got started on their addiction. Uh, it's just, I don't believe in coincidence. Somebody from the neighborhood that I've known since I was a teenager passed away. And then I had a vision of someone who also lived a similar lifestyle who passed away. Oh, I send my condolences out to the families. But in the vision, there's two masculines and a female. They was driving a gold F-150. I also was told that the F-150 represents the time period of when this transpired. It was the round one when they first came out. When they came out with the round model of the F-150. Back when Southern Comforts was popular. And in the thing, Somebody could have been 18 years old when this happened. Uh, um, fuck. In the vision, it shows these three individuals. The female was the one who was, um, I don't know, selling the drugs and using them. Um, Let me clarify something. Is this protect? Is not this two separate ice? Okay, but yeah, same type of lifestyle, but two different situations. All right. So what the vision is not pertaining to EMAC. Just in case any of his family members are watching. I'm just sending out my condolences, paying my respects to the family because people may have judged and spoke down on EMAC, but I know him to be a kind man, even a protector. And if that helps you any, I hope it helps. Um, a funny man too. He was very funny. But you know, I feel like God used people no matter what the situation is. And he was there when I needed him. And I'm thankful for that. So I give honor to his life. Now, this masculine who passed over, he's emotional as well. Uh, so again, this is not just my emotional energy. I am emotional, but this masculine is emotional. Who passed away due to drug use. He died of an overdose. He's telling me how he got started on his drug addiction. And the people who were involved have been covering it up. They don't want to take accountability for their actions or how they played a part in his addiction. When they could have stopped it, but instead they enabled it. Okay? Now, what I'm being told is the female energy. I was given bags, like clear bags, okay, like ice bags. This is metaphoric in the dream because it didn't make sense. I had to get clarification. Um, I was given empty ice bags, and in two bags I put crushed ice, but it wasn't cold. And then in the other bag, I filled it up with Coca-Cola. Don't know why, it didn't make sense. um, then I went to two different locations to get the crushed ice. Okay. I was later told one is Coke as in cocaine. The other one's methamphetamine. And the other one was, I think, heroin. Okay. Um, the three bags represented keys or pounds of drugs. Okay. The female was pushing and also using. Now, there are two masculines. These are their family. All these individuals are family. The two masculines were thick as thieves. And the female energy, had so much drugs that they couldn't keep up with it. They was dropping it and losing it when they would get high. And these two individuals, possibly when they was 18, would find it, and instead of giving it back, they would keep it, you know, and get high. They showed me, he showed me him and the other masculine hopping in his Ford F-150 after they would go in and get high with this individual, with this female, and they would leave in the F-150. Uh, and then they would come back. Um, I don't know if their supplier was somebody that worked in a restaurant, okay? Because as I was filling up these bags, I was going to a particular restaurant to get them filled, okay? Um, but he's telling me that when it came out, somehow the female found out that he had been experimenting with these hard drugs. And an altercation took place between him and that female. And the other masculine jumped in to break it up. But, you know, one of them hid. The other one denied their involvement. The other masculine denied their involvement in partaking in these drugs and throw him under the bus. She, in turn, you know, also hid her uh, addictions to these drugs. But everybody knew him as the one who was out here getting high and drunk on hard drugs. And nobody understood why and how it even happened. Well, the two of them, the female and the other masculine, conspired to hide their addiction and play dumb. Play like they had no clue about this masculine's addiction to the family. But behind closed doors, they were secretly getting high with him. Okay? Um, and he's like, he carried that to his grave, that hurt, that pain, knowing that his elder family members enticed him into partaking in these drugs. The masculine was already secretly getting high with the female. And that's how, you know, he wanted to sell the drugs that he had found. But the masculine had persuaded him into doing the drugs. And that's how they winded up, he winded up on these drugs. When the female found out that he was doing the drugs, she got to fighting him because she felt like he owed her. It got blamed on him that he had stole the drugs, that he had took the drugs. You know, the other masculine played innocent like he didn't know, but he was in on it. So the female believed all this time that the masculine she got into the altercation with acted alone in getting these drugs. The thing was, the female was careless with all these drugs she had. And they would find what she would drop while she's high. You know? He just wants to set the record straight. That y'all knew just as well how his addiction got started. And y'all hid the truth. Y'all lied and tried to make like he alone was the only one strung out. But all three of you were. The family still don't know that y'all was strung out on these drugs. He feel like y'all stabbed him in the back, threw him under the bus, ruined his name within the family, and blamed him for all of it. These are lies that were told on him to the family. I don't know why he doing what he doing. All I know is one minute he good and the next minute he is. I find out he getting high. Truth is, you was getting high with him. That was quiet as kept. He was only 18 when his addiction started. His family members were the ones that peer pressured him into doing it. I feel like one blackmailed him in, I mean, if I'm feeling a blackmail energy, one of them blackmailed him or threatened him. He better not tell on them. And he kept it quiet. He took the blame. He allowed them to throw him under the bus. He allowed the family to see him in a negative light. Even though, he was peer pressured into doing these drugs. And the family always wondered, how did he go from, he didn't have a good rapport. He wasn't innocent, to say. He was a fucker. But at the same time, he wasn't messing around with these drugs until these two introduced him to it. And he wants the family to know why he got strung out on drugs. Because the female and the masculine, instead of stopping him, they enabled him. The masculine enabled it because he had connect to the female. He was close to the female. So the masculine pushed forward because, it was like scheming, okay? That's why the altercation broke out, I believe. She found out that he was, every time she get high, she would misplace her supply, or drop shit, just careless with, she had too much. And she was, dropping shit, getting high. And he would come behind there and scoop it up. But he wasn't scooping it up because he wanted it. He was scooping it up because the other masculine wanted it, who he was loyal to. Thick with thieves. Thick as thieves. And the other masculine, peer pressure into partaking in drugs. But that was to set him up. Because if it ever came out, he was the fall guy. He was the fall guy about these drugs. And still to this day, the masculine lies, they're still living. And the female still lies and act like she don't know the truth. Because the truth came out the day of that altercation between him and her. I seen them standing beside the truck. And the masculine that peer pressured him into getting high was driving it. The female come out of her supply. I guess she was reeing up. And they was a little late coming back to get her. Now what they showed me was, it wasn't much that was taken on this day, okay? She caught it. Because now I'm looking through the eyes of the female dealer. she dropped something out of her pocket. And the masculine took it. She grabbed one, he grabbed the other, and she asked for it back. And he told her no, and ran out the door and hopped in the truck, and him and the other masculine left. That's how the altercation, that's how the truth came out, because he's now addicted. And he refused to give back what he just found on the ground. Like, if you drop it, you know what I'm saying? You know, finders, keepers, losers, sweeper type of energy. He was already addicted. And he refused to give it back. And that's what started the altercation. Him and the other masculine left, went and used the drugs, came back high and stoned, and picked her up. And she's yelling, "Give me my fucking keys. Give me my keys. Give me my fucking money." And she starts wailing on the masculine, hitting him. The other masculine that peer pressured him gets out the truck and come around and break the two up. So it's kind of like a pact between three. Two kept the secret while the other got exposed and thrown under the bus. Who was no longer in the living. Was coming forward to speak his truth to the family that he wasn't the only one. Is that it? Does that help you rest now? You couldn't rest because the truth. They still walking around knowing the truth and still lying on your name, even in your passing. Whew. So he couldn't live, he couldn't rest, knowing that y'all was still walking around lying on his name, knowing that y'all was two of the big contributors of his addiction. He said at 18 he was barely experimenting with alcohol and marijuana. He got introduced to them hard drugs, and that was it for him. There's more he wants to tell, but he's concerned for my safety. Did you die of an overdose? Not of your own. You didn't do that to yourself. You was given a bad drug on purpose. So what you saying, you was murdered? You didn't OD. Oh, wow. He's scared of the masculine. Always have been. It was the masculine that gave him bad drugs, which is why he OD'd. He's learned in spirit since he's passed over the truth. Oh wow, it has been revealed to him how he died. Everything was good. I was getting better. And here he come. Here he come. I knew something was off. I shouldn't have trusted him. But he lied about his alibi too. He stood there and watched me die. Because he feared me telling his secrets. He knew I knew too much about the things and the deeds that he had done. I'm being shown that dusted off card. He was a loose end that had to be wrapped up. Because he knew too much. And because I started to speak my truth. And he feared that it would reach somebody's ears. The truth was spoken to him. When this masculine was drunk and intoxicated, the truth came out about something, a plot. And this masculine realized he slipped. His tongue slipped out of fear. Confirmation. Out of fear that he would be exposed, he fed him bad drugs that caused him to OD. And he ran. There was another individual who was present. I thought they had my back, but they turned on me for $1. They lied to support the alibi. He was there the whole time. It took him this long to come forward because he was concerned for my safety. Me, Yasmin. He was concerned for my safety because he feared that they would try to take me out if I knew the truth about a plot that was against me. The plot was against me. That was the truth that came out. So the other masculine told you the truth about a plot against my life in a drunken state. Sobered up, realized what he had done. Went out and bought bad drugs. Gave them to you and watched you die. Whoa. To the female, now you know the truth. Now you know the truth. The very person you conspired against to throw me under the bus and hide your addiction was the same person that ended my life. And you've been protecting him You've been siding with him. I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared anymore. He said he loves you though. He loves both of you. And y'all did him a favor. You took him out of his misery. You made him even more powerful. Because now he's been tormenting you. Now that he learned the truth that you conspired to take him out just like you conspired to take Sunfire out. That pain you felt on your head, you hit your head or something hit you in the head, something fell and hit you in the head, that was me. I hit you upside the head. That was my get back for taking my life. You got away with murdering me, but you won't get away trying to murder Sunfire. And I'm gonna make sure of it. Now I can rest. Because I could not rest because you tried to stop me from telling the truth. And it still came out. You wasn't counting on Sunfire being who she is, was you? Huh. I always knew she was special. Even though I may have said some things when I was angry with Sunfire, I loved her too. The truth is out, bitches. I thought y'all had my back. I was wrong. Mom and Daddy said hello. You have anything else to say? That's it? Alright. So, these people are connected to me, I guess. um, There was another vision. After I had that vision, I went back to sleep. I took another nap. And there was a lot of shit going on, but I don't recall everything that happened because the Most High say it's not ready for me to be, it's not yet ready to be revealed. The only thing I need to focus on is the word hypocrisy. Okay, I don't know what the hypocrisy is about, but that's what I heard as I rose. Just focus on hypocrisy. Okay? Um, but it was a lot of energy going on. I don't know what. Uh, the Most High is blocking that vision from me because I feel it, I remember it, but I can't speak it. You see what I'm saying? I can't speak it, even if I wanted to, what it was. I'm just supposed to focus on hypocrisy. Okay? I'm live, sweetheart. What you need? Something out of there? Okay. Let's see if there's any more messages. I don't know what hypocrisy is about. Somebody ate your orange. You want the one you gave me? How you doing, Maddie? How you doing, Real Samara? Oh, hold on. Let me let my baby clear out. Don't go crazy with that. It don't take a lot. Okay? Okay. Much better. All right, Spirit. What else? While I was channeling from that spirit that passed over, I could feel the energy of somebody's heart skipping a beat, of somebody possibly in fear. Um, I don't know why I get the feeling something. I was hoping and praying that never reached my ears. Oh shoot, I forgot to light my candle. Hold up. I ran out of candles and then I bought some more candles. Again, thank you, Spirit. I bought a candle, right? The candles I want, they didn't have in stock. So I got another a candle that's in glass, right? Well, before that candle could reach my door, it fell on the concrete and it broke. Remember I was saying something about glass houses? These are people, the hypocrisy. Hello? These are people who lived in glass houses, okay? They played a role, a significant role in plotting and scheming against others, okay? But what they don't realize is, because I feel like this person is getting a ticket into heaven, huh? The Most High is taking this person home, huh? Waiting on me to open the gate. he needs me to open the gate, I will do so. I will do so. He spoke his truth. It got his entry to heaven. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, lay your burdens down. Farewell, farewell, lay your burdens down. Ha! Ooh. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, I laid my burdens down. Farewell, farewell. Now y'all look like the clowns. Boy, stop being messy. Go on. Go in the light. Ooh. He gets to cross over. Because even in his death, you couldn't stop him from speaking his truth. Huh. Farewell, farewell. 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 Thank you. He said thank you. You're welcome. Whew. When that old chariot comes, be ready to lay it down. When that old chariot comes, be ready. Cause when that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, lay your burdens down. Farewell, farewell, lay your burdens down. When your heart is light as a feather, God is calling you home. When your heart is light as a feather, God is calling you home. When your heart is light as a feather, oh, Lord have mercy. Farewell, well. Lay your burdens down. Ah, shit. Mm. Huh. Y'all didn't tell me I was gonna be up here ushering them through the gate today. Mm. Oh. He's waving. You better go on now. Stop procrastinating. Push past your fear and walk on through. He's taking deep breaths. He's smiling. Lord have mercy. Oh, glory. Oh, you did it. You deserve it. Go. May peace be with you. Hitepu. Oh, even sinners get to walk through that gate. I don't know how to explain it. What I see, you know, I see a bright ass light and it's blinding. It's so bright. When that gate opens, I can't see in it. I just see the light. And I mean, it's like the sun ain't even bright. It's this light. But it doesn't harm my eyes. It's just a pure white, beautiful light. You know, if you're wondering why I sing what I sing, that's what the Most High has charged me to do. Souls come through me to lay their burdens down. He taught me that song when I was in Florida. I was driving through the cotton fields. And I just started singing it. Out the blue. I was just channeling this song. Um, and the way there's a song that's written similar to that, but he don't have me sing it that way. The way I sing is the way he have me sing it. But when souls are ready to cross over, I sing that song and the gates open. I used to think I was, losing my mind till God started letting me see what was happening. You know, I started to see it. And I'm like, whoa, you know, just destroying everything I ever knew and believed. That's all God has been doing. Everything I ever knew and believed, he's been rewriting, I don't even know how to say it. You know, I've had evil spirits trying to get in that gate, trying to force me to sing, coming in my room, throwing things and knocking shit over. open the gate. No. Not till God tell me to. You know, sometimes it's not easy doing it. It gets overly emotional, so that's why I say trigger warning. Uh, every time my soul crosses over and walks through that beautiful light, I get overwhelmed by emotions. Uh, I wish y'all could see it. When I say it's beautiful, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Why do y'all wait? I'm gonna address this right here, right now.
I didn't know.
Every time I go live, here y'all come, y'all don't
It
bother me.
seems that I'm prone to come in here when you are on live. It's always happened. I don't know why. I don't be trying to. It just come in here when you.
Maybe your spirit need to be in here. No. But y'all always do that. Y'all
It's not
choose.
just me.
It's not just you.
Oh,
It's not just you. Y'all all do that. Y'all will leave me alone all day long. I be calling y'all names. Y'all act like y'all don't hear me. As soon as I go live, each one of y'all make an appearance. I don't know what that is, but
I honestly do.
I don't know. Maybe y'all need to come dip your ass in this energy that I'm pulling through.
I see you for a little second.
Huh?
I'll see you for a little second. Oh, but there's one thing. I'm almost done with the downstairs. Who's you tell in the kitchen?
Yo,
In the
so
living room.
Chublix. Nobody.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Cause July asked July, I said, hey, you know the living room? She said,
Stop
huh?
blazing names, bro.
Oh, my bad. I ain't know.
You bad at that. Oh Lord. There's another one. There's another that's ready to cross over. Okay. Huh? There are souls laying their burdens down, and I'm opening the gate so they can go through. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, God comes to free you. When that old chariot comes, lay your burdens down. Farewell, farewell, lay your burdens down. When your heart is light as a feather, walk into the light. When your heart is light as a feather, walk into the light. When your heart is light as a feather. Ooh. Farewell, farewell. I normally do this in private, y'all. But like I was saying, you too. Itepu. May peace be unto you. Huh. Woo. Oh. I was riding through the cotton fields of Florida when that song came to my spirit. And the Most High told me that that was a part of my assignment. Because I asked him, I said, Most High, why you got me back here in the boondocks? Because I was being led by my pendulum only. He said, why you got me back here in the cotton fields? you know? Back here in the boonies. I was scared, to be honest, because I was, I felt like I was in Willie Lynch country. I was like, what am I doing down off in here? You know? He was like, I got a job for you. Huh. There was a lot of souls still on the plantations. And I faced the evil spirit down there, too. His name was Jimmy. He was a one of the master's boys that keep law and order on the plantation. A nasty piece of work. He did not want them slaves to be set free. And he was holding on to them. And he got mad. He followed me, I remember. And I kept seeing this bear spirit sitting on the side of the road. You know? I was at a Love's truck stop down there in Pensacola, Florida. And next to this truck stop, there was a pond with some reeds in it. With the cattails. And I swear I was camping out, like the truck drivers do. I was sleeping there. And I set all those souls free. I kept riding up and down the street. He'd tell me, turn around, go back. Huh? I'm like, Most High, what are we doing? The whole day I kept riding in these cotton fields. And I'm like, why is we back here, Most High? I kept questioning. I didn't understand at the time. And I kept singing that song. I kept singing that song. I kept singing that song. And I just kept singing that song and driving through them cotton fields. I ain't understand it. Till that night. It's when the Most High broke it all down to me. He just had me. I was leading him. My faith. I was walking through faith blindly. I didn't know what or why. I just knew I was doing something that God wanted me to do. That's all I knew. And I couldn't understand it. And I just kept going and I kept going. And I kept singing and I kept singing. And then when it was over and done with, he told me to go back to my resting spot at the Love's gas station. Down there in Pensacola, Florida. And I go to the Love gas station. I parked there. On the way back, I seen this bear spirit. At first, I thought it was a real bear. But it wasn't. Then, I settled in. I got myself together. Excuse me. I got myself together. And I settled in to lay down and sleep that night in my car. And I saw the bear spirit again across the street in the woods. I didn't know what it was. Was that bear spirit evil? No, it was protecting me. Okay. I was laying there and I dozed off. And I heard the Most High say, open your eyes. When I opened my eyes, the bear spirit was standing right next to my mirror on the driver's side, looking at me. It scared the shit out of me. And I was like, oh my Lord. I started praying. I was like, Lord, because I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know why this bear was following me. I didn't know. Now I realized the bear was protecting me. I just found that out, as you know. I didn't think to ask God back then. What was that about? I was too afraid. You know, I was like, I'm going to leave that alone. I don't even want to address that because I didn't know what it was. And it's being brought on my spirit to address it now. So I'm finding out it was protecting me from this old gym because I was laying there asleep. I saw the bear spirit when I was told to open my eyes. But when I opened it, the bear looked at me and then it disappeared right before my eyes. I prayed and I prayed. I started reciting the Lord's Prayer because I didn't know what was going on. And then I drifted off to sleep again. Then I was being cussed out. You dirty nigga bitch. That's what I kept hearing in that type of voice. I'm gonna get you, you bitch. I was like, the fuck? I'm hearing all this and I'm like, ooh. And I couldn't wake up. You know how they had to say those spirits when they get on top of you? I couldn't get up. I couldn't open my eyes. I was trapped in whatever this damn thing was trying to do. So I called out to God. And the bad spirit appeared. Again. Next thing you know, I started singing that song again. There were some slaves that did not go across because they wanted to get Jim. They wanted to retaliate. Well, those the ones that was afraid to go across because he wouldn't let them cross. Okay? He wouldn't let them cross over into the light. And when I realized I was dealing with a racist spirit, I became angry. And I shouted out to the spirits of the slaves I could see them standing around Jim. He's still whipping and beating on them. I became infuriated and I yelled and I screamed at him, what is wrong with you? It's one against many. And you're going to stand there. And they looked at me in a shame. And then he came at me with his whip. And I don't know how, but this is what I'm seeing in the reality, the 3D reality. But nobody else can see this, only me. I grabbed the whip and I smashed it out of his hands. And then I said, get him. I kid y'all not. Those slaves went from wearing slave rags to their African dress. And the cattails around that pond, he took off running towards the cattails down in that pond trying to hide. The cattails got to moving and shaking and birds flying out of there. It's nighttime. They were sleeping and then the birds flying out. I was like, oh my gosh. This shit's really happening. And they got him. They whoop old Jim ass. And then Archangel Michael came through and he took Jim away. And all those spirits crossed over. This is the type of shit I see on the spiritual realm. It's scary sometimes, especially when you know, I'm not accustomed, my soul is accustomed to it, but this flesh ain't. Okay, my flesh eyes could not believe what it was seeing through my spiritual eye. And all of them walked over. They crossed over. Each one with their homeland's traditional dress on. where they came from. Some of them had Indian dress. Some of them had on different countries in Africa. The attire, all over. And I just cried and I wept. And I sung that song, and they all went into the light. Not one slave was left behind down in Pensacola, Florida. But I could feel the mass of, of spirits following me. They all followed me to that truck stop. I could see them gathering. I rode through the streets singing, when that old chariot comes, lay your burdens down. And they laid down they cotton bags. Those that was ready to walk, that wasn't afraid anymore, they laid it down and they followed me. And I ain't spoke about this since this happened. This is the first time I've ever spoken, I believe, if I recall right, that I've spoken about that experience down in Pensacola, Florida. You know, it's a beautiful thing when you start allowing your spirit to guide you and move how God needs you to walk on this earth. Some of us got callings, we got things to do. A lot of us do. If it ain't nothing but to be kind and generous to the next person beside you, that may have been your only purpose. You know? And some people's purpose are more greater than that. But don't think because it was something so simple that it was not a great task. Because you never know. That person may have needed that kindness, that generosity that day. It's about the souls, people. It's about the souls. It's not about the flesh that you see with your fleshly eyes, but the spirit that drives that meat suit. Like I kept driving my car up and down that road. It was the spirit that was driving that metal suit that day. And I didn't realize it till now. So whoever you was that ran EMAC down in the street, I don't know why this being put on my spirit, but you must watch my channel. Turn yourself in. Get that family peace. Let your truth set you free. Because when that old chariot comes, I hope you can lay your bearings down. Yep, you do listen to my channel. I feel you. You're terrified. Turn yourself in. You may have seen him as somebody who was less than because of his walk. But you took down a gentle giant with your metal suit. My question is, what spirit was driving you that day, today, so many hours ago? It's time to tell your truth. I feel your remorse. I feel your fears. But you better hope that that gate opens for you one day. Because if not, you may suffer the same thing you brought upon Enoch for eternity. Somebody running you over and over again. You took a life, whether on purpose or on accident. It doesn't matter. What matters is you speaking the truth. You coming forward to give his family justice and peace. All right, Jeremiah 32, verse 1. Jeremiah buys a field. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the 10th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, which was the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar. For then the king of Babylon's army besieged Jerusalem, and Jeremiah the prophet was shut up in the courts of the prison, which was in the king of Judah's house. For Zedekiah, king of Judah, had shut him up, saying, Why do you prophesy and say, Thus say the Lord, Behold, I will give this city into the hands of the king of Babylon, and I shall take it. And Zedekiah, the king of Judah, shall not escape from the hands of the Chaldeans, but shall surely be delivered into the hands of the king of Babylon, and shall speak to him face to face, and see him eye to eye. Then he shall lead Zedekiah to Babylon, and there he shall be until I visit him, saying the Lord. Though you fight with the Chaldeans, you shall not succeed. I want to make sure I'm saying this word right. I got a feeling I'm not, or I'm very close. I know I got the last part right. Chaldeans. The H is silent. Okay. Chaldeans. Alright, so let me start that over. Why do you prophesy and say thus say the Lord, behold, I will give this city unto the hands of the king of Babylon, and I shall take it. And Zedekiah king of Judah shall not escape from the hands of the Chaldeans, but shall surely be delivered into the hands of the king of Babylon, and shall speak to him face to face, and see him eye to eye. Then he shall lead Zedekiah to Babylon, and there he shall be until he visit him, says the Lord. Though you fight with the Chaldeans, you shall not succeed. And Jeremiah said, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, behold, Hamiel, the son of Shalom, your uncle will come to you, saying, buy a field which is in Anathoth, for the right of redemption is yours to buy it. Then Hanamel, my uncle's son, came to me in the court of the prison, according to the word of the Lord, and said to me, please buy any field that is in Anathoth, which is in the country of Benjamin, for the right lost my place. Hold on. For the right of inheritance is yours, and the redemption yours. Buy it for yourself. Then I knew that this was the word of the Lord. So I brought the field from Hamiel, and the son of my uncle, who was in Anathoth, and weighed out to him the money, 17 shekels of silver. And I signed the deed and sealed it, took witness and weighed the money on the scale. So I took the purchase deed, both that which was sealed according to the law and customs, and that which was open. And I gave the purchase deed to Baruch, the son of Neriah, son of Mashiach, in the presence of Hanuel, my uncle's son, and in the presence of the witness who signed the purchase deed, before all the Jews who sat in the court of the prison. Then I charged Baruch before them, saying, thus said the Lord of the hosts, the God of Israel, take these deeds, both this purchase deed which is sealed, and this deed which is open, and put them in the earthen vessel, that they may last many days. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, of the God of Israel, houses and fields and vineyards shall be possessed again in this land. Jeremiah prays for understanding. Now when I had delivered the purchase deeds to Baruch, the son of Neriah, I prayed to the Lord, saying, Ah, Lord God, behold, you have made the heavens and earth by your great power and outstretched arm. There is nothing too hard for you. You show loving kindness to thousands and repay the iniquities of the fathers into the bosoms of their children after them. The great and the mighty God, whose name is the Lord of hosts. You are great in counsel and mighty in work, for your eyes are open to all the ways of the Son of Man, to give every one according to his way and according to his fruit of his doing. You have set signs and wonders in the lands of Egypt to this day, and in Israel, and among and among other men, and you have made yourself a name as it is this day. You have brought your people Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and wonders, with a strong hand and outstretched arm, and with great terror. You have given them this land, of which you swore to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they came in and took possession of it. But they have not obeyed your voice or walked in your law. They have done nothing of all that you commanded them to do. Therefore you have caused all the calamity to come upon them. Look at siege mounds. They have come to the city to take it, and the city has been given into the hands of the Chaldeans, who fight against it because of the sword and famine and pestilence. What you have spoken has happened. There, you see it. You have and you have said to me, O Lord God, buy the field for money and take witness. Yet the city has been given into the hands of the Chaldeans. God's assurance of the people's return. Verse 26. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Behold, I am the Lord God of all flesh. Excuse me, I'm getting emotional. The sky look like cotton candy right now. I don't know why that's relevant. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give this city into the hands of the Chaldeans, into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall take it. And the Chaldeans who fight against this city shall come and set fire to this city and burn it, with the houses on whose roof they have offered incense to Baal and poured out drink offerings to other gods to provoke me to anger. Because the children of Israel And the children of Judah have done only evil before me from their youth. For the children of Israel have provoked me only to anger with the work of their hands, saith the Lord. For the city has been to me a provocation of my anger and my fury from the day that they built it. Even to this day, so I will remove it from before my face, because of all the evil of the children of Israel and the children of Judah, which they have done to provoke me to anger. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, their prophets, and their men, Judah, and the inheritance of Jerusalem. And they have turned to me the backs and not the face, though I taught them, rise up early and teach them, and teaching them, yet they have not listened to receive instructions, but they set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to defile it, as they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire of Molech, which I did not command them, nor did it come into my mind that they should be the abomination to cause Judea to sin. Now therefore thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning this city, of which you say, it shall be delivered into the hands of the king of Babylon by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all the cities where I have driven them in my anger, in my fury, and in great wrath. I will bring them back to this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. They shall be my people, and I will be their God. Then I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from doing them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, so they will not depart from me. Yes, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will assuredly plant them in the lands with all my heart and with all my soul. For thus saith the Lord, just as I have brought all this great calamity on this people, so I will bring them all the good that I have promised them. And fields would be brought in this land, of which you say, it is desolate, without man or beast. It has been given into the hands of the Chaldeans. Men will buy fields for money, sign deeds and seal them, and take witness in the land of Benjamin, in the places around Jerusalem, in the cities of Judah, in the cities and of the mountains, in the cities of the lowlands, and in the cities of the south. For I will cause their captives to return, saith the Lord. Excellence of the restored nation. Chapter 33, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah a second time, while he was still shut up in the courts of the prison, saying, Thus saith the Lord, who made it, the Lord who formed it, to establish it. The Lord is his name. Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. For thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning the house of this city and the house of the king of Judah, which have been pulled down to fortify against the siege mounds and the swords. They come to fight with the Chaldeans, but only to fill their places with the dead bodies of men whom I slay in my anger and my fury, all for whose wickedness I have hidden my face from this city. Behold, I will bring its health and healing. I will heal them and reveal to them the abundance of peace and truth. And I will cause the captives of Judah and the captives of Israel to return, and I will rebuild those places as at the first. I will rebuild those places. I will cleanse them from all their iniquities by which they have sinned against me, and I will pardon their iniquities by which they have sinned and by which they have transgressed against me. Then it shall be to me in the name of joy and praise and in honor before all nations of the earth, who shall hear all the good that I do to them. They shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and all the prosperity that I provide for it. Thus saith the Lord again, there shall be heard in this place, of which you say, it is desolate without man and without beast, in the cities of Judah, in the streets of Jerusalem, that are desolate, without men and without inhabitants and without beasts. The voices of joy and voices of gladness. Confirmation. And the voices of the bridegroom, and the voices of the bride, and the voice of those who will say, Praise the Lord of hosts, for the Lord is good, for his mercy endures forever. And in those who will bring the sacrifice of praise into the house of the Lord, for I will cause the captive of the land to return as at the first, saith the Lord. Is that referring to what I saw them transfer back into their natural state in which they came? Whew. Because I will cause the captives of the land to be returned as at the first, saith the Lord. Thus the Lord says of hosts. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. In this place which is desolate, without man, without beast, and in all its cities, there shall again be a dwelling place of shepherds, causing their flocks to lie down in the cities of the mountains, in the cities of the lowlands, in the cities of the south, in the land of Benjamin, and in the place around Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah. The flock shall again pass under the hands of him who counts them, says the Lord. Behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, that I will perform good, that things which I have promised to the house of Israel and to the houses of Judah. Florida is a low land. In those days and at that time, I will cause to grow up to David a branch of righteousness. I shall execute judgment and righteousness in the earth. In those days, Judah will be saved, and Jerusalem will dwell safely. And this is the name by which she will be called, the Lord our righteous. For thus saith the Lord, David shall never lack a man to sit on the throne of the house of Israel, nor shall the priests and the Levites lack a man to offer burnt offerings before me, to kindle grain offerings and sacrifice continually. The permanence of God's covenant. And the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Thus say the Lord, if you can break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that there may not be day and night in their season, then my covenant may also be broken with David my servant, so that he shall not have a son to reign on his throne, and with the Levites, the priests. My ministry, as the host of heaven, cannot be numbered, nor the sands, Lord have mercy, nor the sands of the seas measured. So I will multiply the descendants of David, my servants, and the Levites who minister to me. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Have you not considered what these people have spoken, saying, the two families which the Lord has chosen, he has also cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, as if they should no more be a nation before them. Thus saith the Lord, if my covenant is not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinance, hold on, yeah, the ordinance of heaven and earth, then I will cast away the descendants of Jacob and David, my servants. So I will not take any of his descendants to be ruled over the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for I will cause their captives to return, and I will have mercy on them. Zedekiah warned by God. Chapter 34. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all the army, all the kingdoms of the earth under his domain, and all the people fought against Jerusalem and all the cities, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Go and speak to Zedekiah, king of Judah, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give this city into the hands of the kings of Babylon, and he shall burn it with the fire, and he shall not escape from his hands, but shall surely be taken and delivered into the hands. Your eyes shall see the eyes of the king of Babylon. He shall speak with you face to face, and you shall go to Babylon. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah, king of Judah. Thus saith the Lord concerning you, You shall not die by the sword, you shall die in peace, as in the ceremonies of your fathers and the former king who were before you. So they shall burn incense for you and laments for you, saying, Alas, Lord, for I have pronounced the word, saith the Lord. Then Jeremiah the prophet spoke all these words to Zedekiah, king of Judah, in Jerusalem, when the king of Babylon's army fought against Jerusalem, and as the cities of Judah that were left against Lachish and Azekah. For only these 42 cities remain in the cities of Judah. Treacherous treatment of slaves. Treacherous treatment of slaves. This is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord after King Zedekiah had made the covenant with all the people who were in Jerusalem to proclaim liberty to them, that every man should set free his male and female slave, a Hebrew man or woman, that no one should keep a Jewish brother in bondage. Now, when all the princes and all the people who had entered into the covenant heard that everyone should set free his male and female slaves, that no one should keep them in bondage. That's crying to, oh Lord, have mercy. Old Jim was keeping slaves in bondage, even in spirit. Oh Lord. Oh. Oh Lord. Give me a minute. Huh. wonder why. I don't know, I don't know how God moved, but He moved. You know, I'm just doing what He asked me to do. That's all I ever done. mm, mm, mm. Give me a second, Most High. You blowing my mind again. It's in this book. Whew. 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 And I praise you in it all that I go through, because praise is what I do, and I owe it all to you. Praise is what I'll do. Ooh, is what I do. Mm. Praise is what I'll do. Ooh, is what I do. 'Cause I vow to praise you in it all, in the good and the bad. I'll praise you, whether happy or sad. I'll praise you in it all that I go through, because praise is what I do. Ooh, and I owe it all to you. Huh. Oh Lord. Oh. Oh Lord have mercy. Thank you. Oh. I hear it, Spirit. I know the words and I can't get the melody. I sung it to you so many times. I love you too. Thank you. I tell you, God be moving through your kids, man. She just came in and blowed a kiss at me out the blue. I can't think of the words right now, Most High. Forgive me. It'll come to me. I'm hearing multiple songs. Oh gosh. Oh. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loose my shackles and you set me free. How you make a way out of no way. Turn my darkness into day. Been my joy since the time of sorrow. Hope for my tomorrow. Peace in the time of storm. Strength when I'm weak and worn. I can never repay you, Lord. Hey. Oh. There it is. Thank you, Spirit. That's the song. You've been, Lord, you've been so faithful. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you've done for me. How you loose my shackles and you set me free. How you make a way out of no way. Turn my darkness into day. You've been my joy since the time of sorrow. Hope for my tomorrow. Peace in the time of storms. Strength when I'm weak and worn. I could never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh. Ay. Y'all forgive me. I'm having a moment right now. Thank you. Oh. 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 Pull it together, guys. You gotta get through this. Come on. Pull it together. Huh. My God. Oh, you want me to sing? You've been, Lord, you've been so faithful. Even though I didn't do the things you wanted me to do. You've been, Lord, you've been so faithful. 'Cause I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. You're changing the words? Okay. How you lose my shackles and you set me free. How you make a way out of no way. Turn my darkness into day. Been my joy since the time of sorrow. Hope for my tomorrow. Peace in the time of storm. Strength when I'm weak and worn. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you lose my shackles and set me free. Ooh. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Where did I leave off? Ooh, the tumultuous treatment of the slaves. Let's start it over. This is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord after King Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people who were at Jerusalem to proclaim liberty to them, that every man should set free his male and female slave, a Hebrew man or woman, that no one should be kept No one should keep a Jewish brother in bondage. For with all the princes and all the people who had entered into the covenant heard that everyone should set free his male and female slave, that no one should keep them in bondage anymore. They obeyed and let them go. But afterwards, they changed their minds and made the male and female slave return, whom they had set free, and brought them into subjection as male and female slaves. Therefore, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, saying, At the end of 7 years, let every man set free his Hebrew brother who has been sold to him. And when he has served his 6 years, you shall let him go free from you. But your fathers did not obey me, nor incline their ear. Then you recently turned in and did what was right in my sight. Every man proclaiming liberty to his neighbor, and you made a covenant before me in the house which I call by my name. Then you turned around and profaned my name, and every one of you brought back his male or female slave, whom you had set in liberty at their pleasure, and brought them back into subjection to be your male and female slaves. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, you have not obeyed me in proclaiming liberty, every one of his brother and every one of his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim liberty to you, saith the Lord, to the sword of pestilence and to famine. And I will deliver you to trouble among all the kingdoms of the earth, and I will give the men who have transgressed my covenant, who have not performed the words of the covenant which they made before me, when they cut the calf into two, and passed between the parts of it, the prince of Judah, the prince of Jerusalem, the eunuchs, the priests, and all the people of the land who passed between the parts of the calf. I will give them into the hands of their enemies, and into the hands of those who seek their life. Their dead bodies shall be for meat for the birds of the heaven and the beasts of the earth. And I will give Zedekiah king of Judah and his prince into the hands of their enemies, into the hands of those seeking their life, and into the hands of the king of Babylon's army, which has gone back from you. Behold, I will command, saying the Lord, and cause them to return to the city. They will fight against it and take it and burn it with fire. And I will make the city of Judah a desolation without inhabitants. You're speaking about modern day time. Today, the And that's not overseas. That's right here. The dream. The prince. Vice. Whoa. It wasn't just one that got beat down. It was two. The oppressor's reign ends by being handed over to those in the street. Oh, Lord. How you say that? The obedient Rechabites. Chapter 35. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, the king of Judah, saying, go to the house of the Rechabites. I hear you say it. Speak to them and bring them into the house of the Lord, into the chambers, and give them wine and to drink. Then I took Jazana, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Habanezer, his brother, and all the sons, and and the whole house of the Rechabites, and I brought them into the house of the Lord, into the chambers of the sons of Hannah, and the sons of Igdilah, a man of God, which was by the chamber of the prince, above the chamber of Mashiach, the son of Shallum, the keeper of the door. Then I set before the son of the house of the Rechabites. I'm going to have to look it up. Bowls full of wine and cups, and said to them, drink wine. But they said, we will drink no wine, for Jonadab, the son of, okay, I'm tired of stumbling over these words. I'm looking them up. Give me a second, y'all. Rechabites. And what's the other one? Jonadab. Jonadab. Okay. Rechabites and Jonadab. Alright, so I brought them into the house of the Lord, into the chamber of the sons of Hanun, and the son of that was another one I was supposed to look up. Igdala, a man of God, which was by the chamber of the prince, above the chamber of Maisha, the son of Shalom, the keeper of the door. Then I said before the sons of the house of the Rechabites. What does that mean? Bowl full of wine and cups. And I said to them, drink wine. Which verse is that? 5. Men of God refers to the number and names of the unnamed prophets, missionaries of God, who delivered specific messages. Hanun was apparently sympathetic to Jeremiah's preaching in the temple and in the presence of the land in the leading temple personal. Jeremiah tested the Rechabites' faithfulness to their tradition by putting wine in front of them and telling them to drink. The faithful Rechabites refused to drink wine. Okay. You know what I noticed today? Well, not just today, but on my timeline, there's been a lot of people who's been sobering up. Whatever their addictions, they've been cutting free of it. You know, they're announcing their sobriety. So keep up that good work. But they said we would drink no wine for Jonadab, for Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father commanded us, saying, you shall drink no wine, you nor your sons, forever. You shall not build a house, sow seeds, plant a vineyard, nor have any of these. But all your days you shall dwell in the tent, that you may live many days in the land where you are sojourners. Thus we have obeyed the voice of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, in all that he charged us to drink no wine all our days. We have our wives, our sons, and our daughters, nor to build ourselves houses to dwell in, nor do we have vineyards, fields of seeds, but we have dwelt in tents, and have obeyed and done according to what that Jonadab, our father, commanded us. But it came to pass when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up into the land, that he said, come, let us go to the dens. Let us go to Jerusalem, for fear of the army of the Chaldeans, and for fear of the army of the Syrians. So we dwell in Jerusalem. Then came the word of the Lord to Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, Will you not receive instruction to obey my word, say the Lord? And the word of Jo, Jo, Jo this is a tongue twister. Jonadab, the son of Rechaboth, which is commanded his sons not to drink wine, nor perform, for this day they drink none, and obey their father's commandments. But although I have spoken to you, rising early, and speaking, you did not obey me. I have also sent to you all my servants and prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Turn now, everyone from his evil ways. Amend your doings, and do not go after another gods to serve them. Then you will dwell in the land which I have given you and your fathers, but you have not inclined your ear, nor obeyed me. Surely the sons of Joniah commitment to their father, which he commanded them, but his people has not obeyed me. Therefore thus saith the Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring on Judah and on all the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the doom that I have pronounced against them, because I have spoken to them, but they have not heard. And I have called to them, but they have not answered. That's crazy, because I was just saying to my kids, when I call on y'all, y'all don't answer. But you come, oh shucks. And Jeremiah said, everything happens for a reason, y'all, okay? Oh, goodness. Even though I still don't truly understand, I have to go back and watch this so I can understand what I'm even saying to y'all. Because I have no clue. I'm just saying and doing what the Most High telling me to do. Okay? When I get something, I will speak on it. When he's, pull me away from the book. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, because you have obeyed the commandment of Jonadab, your father, and kept all his precept and done according to all that he commanded you. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Jonadab, the son of Rechab, shall not lack a man to sin before me forever. The scrolls read in the temple, chapter 36. Now it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, that the son of Josiah, the king of Judah, that this word came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Take a scroll of a book and write on all the words that write all the words that I have spoken to you against Israel, against Judah, and against all the nations, from the day I spoke to you, from the day of Josiah, even to this day. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the adversities which I purpose to bring upon them, that everyone may turn from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquities and their sins. Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah, and Baruch wrote on a scroll of a book, at the instructions of Jeremiah, all the words of the Lord which he had spoken to him. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am confined. I cannot go into the house of the Lord. You go, therefore, and read from the scroll which you have written, at my instructions, and the words of the Lord in the hearing of the people in the Lord's house on the day of fasting. And you shall also read, you shall also read them in the hearing of all Judah who came from their cities. It may be that they will present their speculation before the Lord, and everyone would turn from his evil way. For greater is the anger and the fury of the Lord of hosts, and that the Lord has pronounced against his people, against this people. And Baruch the son of Neriah did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading from the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. Now it came to pass in the 5th year of Joachim the son of Josiah, king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Lord to all the people in Jerusalem, and to all the people who came from the cities of Judah to Jerusalem. Then Baruch read from the book and the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chambers of Gamriah, the son of Seraphim, the scribe, in the upper courts, at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the hearing of the people. The scrolls read in the palace. Verse 11. When Mishka, the son of Jerusha, the son of Seraphim, heard all the words of the Lord from the book, he then went down to the king's house, into the scribe's chamber, and there all the princes were sitting. Elishma, the scribe, Deliah, the son of Shemiah, Elnathan, the son of Akbor, Jim Irish, the son of Sephram, Zedekiah, the son of Hananiah, and the prince, and all the princes. The Mishka declared to them all the words that he had heard when Baruch read the book in the hearing of the people. Therefore all the princes sent Juhendi, the son of Nathani, Nathani, Nathaniah, the son of Shalima, the son of Cushi, to Baruch, saying, Take in your hand the scroll from which you have read in the hearing of the people, and come. So Baruch the son of Neriah took the scroll in his hand and came to them. And they said to him, Sit down now and read it in our hearing. So Baruch read it in their hearing. Now it happened when Now it happened when they had heard all the words that they looked in fear from one another and said to Baruch, We will surely tell the kings of all these words. And they asked Baruch, saying, Tell us now, how did you write all these words? At his instruction. So Baruch answered him. He proclaimed with his mouth all these words to me, and I wrote them with ink in the book. Then the princes said to Baruch, Go and hide you and Jeremiah, and let no one know where you are. The king destroys Jeremiah's scrolls. And they went to the king into the courts, but they stored the scrolls in the chamber of Elishma, the scribe, and told all the words in the hearing of the king. So the king sent Jehudi to bring the scrolls, and he took it from Elishma, the scribe's chamber, and Jehudi read it in the hearing of the kings, and the hearing of all the princes who stood beside the kings. Now the kings were sitting in the winter house of the 9th month, with a fire burning on the hearth before them. And it happened when when Jehudi had read 3 or 4 columns, that the king cut it with the scribe's knife, and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the scroll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. Yet they were not afraid, nor did they tear their garments, the kings nor any of his servants who heard all these words. Nonetheless, Elnathan, Delaiah, and Gramesha implored the kings not to burn the scrolls, but he would not listen to them. And the king commanded Jeremiah, the king's son, Sariah, the son of Ezra, and Shelemiah, the son of Abdiel, to seize Baruch, the scribe, and Jeremiah the prophet. But the Lord hid them. Jeremiah rewrites the scrolls. Now after the king had burned the scrolls with the words which Baruch had written at the instructions of Jeremiah, the words of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Take yet another scroll, and write on all the former words that were in the first scroll, which Joachim the king of Judah has burned. And you shall say to Joachim the king of Judah, thus say the Lord, you have burnt this scroll, saying, why have you written it in that the king of Babylon will certainly come and destroy this land and cause men and beasts to cease from here. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning Jehoiakim, king of Judah, he shall have no one to sit on the throne of David, and his dead bodies shall be cast out of the to the heat and the cast out to the heat in the day and the frost of the night. I will punish him, his family, and his servants for their iniquities, and I will bring unto them on the inhabitants of Jerusalem and on the men of Judah all the doom that I have pronounced against them, that they did not heed. Then Jeremiah took another scroll and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Nariah, who wrote on it at the instructions of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Joachim, the king of Judah, had burned in the fire. And beside there, he added to them many similar words. Zedekiah's vain hope. Now, this verse, chapter 37, verse 1. Now, King Zedekiah, the son of Joish, I don't know why I can't say this name now. Josiah resigned instead of Coniah, the son of Joachim, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, made king in the land of Judah. But neither he nor his servant nor his people of the land gave heed to the words of the Lord which he spoke by the prophet Jeremiah. And Zedekiah, the king, sent Jehushka, the son of Selemiah, and Zephaniah, prophet Jeremiah, saying, pray now to the Lord our God for us. Now Jeremiah was coming and going among the people, for they had not yet put him in prison. Then Pharaoh's army came up from Egypt, and when the Chaldeans who were besieging Jerusalem. Thank you. Where did I leave off at? Heard news of them, and they departed from Jerusalem. Then the words of the Lord came to say, the Lord, the God of Israel, thus you shall say to the kings of Judah, who sent you to me to inquire of me, behold, Pharaoh's army, which has come up to help you, will return to Egypt, to their own land, and the Chaldeans shall come back and fight against this city, and take it and burn it with fire. Thus saith the Lord, do not deceive yourselves, saying the Chaldeans will surely depart from us. for they will not depart. For though you had defeated the whole army of the Chaldeans who fought against you, and there only wounded men, there remained only wounded men among them, they would rise up every man in his tent and burn the city with fire. Jeremiah imprisoned. Ooh. Verse 11. And it happened, when the army of the Chaldeans left the siege of Jerusalem for fear of Pharaoh's army, for fear of Pharaoh's army, that Jeremiah went out of Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin to claim his prophecy there among the people. And when he was in the gate of Benjamin, the captain of the guard was there, whose name was Uriah, the son of Shalomah, the son of Hananiah. And he seized Jeremiah, the prophet, saying, you are defecting to the Chaldeans. Then Jeremiah said, false. I am not defecting to the Chaldeans. But he did not listen to him. So Irijah seized him and brought him to the princes. Therefore the princes were angry with Jeremiah, and they struck him and put him in prison in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made that the prison. When Jeremiah entered the dungeon and the cells, and Jeremiah had remained there for days, many days, then Zedekiah the king sent and took him out. The king asked him secretly in the house of Israel, in the house, and said, is there any word from the Lord? And Jeremiah said, there is. Then he said, you shall be delivered into the hands of the king of Babylon. Moreover, Jeremiah said to the king Zedekiah, what offense have I committed against you, against your servants, or against this people, that you have put me in prison? Where now are your prophets, who prophesied to you, saying, the king of Babylon would not come against you and against this land? Therefore please hear now, O my lord, the king, please let my petition be accepted before you, and do not make me return to the house of Jonathan the scribe, lest I die there. Then Zedekiah the king commanded that they should commit Jeremiah to the courts of the prison, and that they should give him daily a piece of bread from the baker's street until all the bread in the city was gone. Thus Jeremiah remained in the courts of the prison. Jeremiah in the dungeon. 38. Now Shephatiah, the son of Mattan, Gadela, the son of Pashhar, Jukal, and the son of Shelomah, the Pashhar, the son of Malachi, heard the words that Jeremiah had spoken to all the people, saying, thus saith the Lord, he who remains in this city shall die by the sword, by famine, and by pestilence. But he who gives over his cattlings shall live. His life shall be as a prize to him, and he shall live. Thus saith the Lord, this city shall surely be given into the hands of the king of Babylon's army, which shall take it. Therefore the princes said to the king, please let this man be put to death, for thus he weakens the hands of the men of war who remain in the city, and the hands of all the people, by speaking such words to them. For this man does not seek the welfare of this people, but their harm. Then Zedekiah the king said, look, he is in your hands, for the king can do nothing against you. So they took Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malachi, the king's son, which was in the court of the prison. And they let Jeremiah down with ropes. And in the dungeon there was no water, but myrrh. So Jeremiah sank in the myrrh. Now Ebed Melech, the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs who was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon. When the king was sitting in the gate of Benjamin, Ebed Melech went out of the king's house and spoke to the king, saying, my lord, the king, these men have done evil in all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have cast unto the dungeon. And he is likely to die from hunger in the place where he is, for there is no more bread in the city. Then the king commanded Ebed Melech the Ethiopian, saying, take from the 30 men which you take here 30 men which with you, and lift Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeons before he dies. So Ebed Melech took the men with him and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took from their old clothes and old rags, and let them down by rope into the dungeon to Jeremiah. Then Ebed Melech the Egyptian said to Jeremiah, please put this old clothes and rags under your armpits, under the rope. And Jeremiah did so. So they pulled Jeremiah up with the rope and lifted him out of the dungeon. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Zedekiah fears and Jeremiah's advice. Then Zedekiah the king sent and had Jeremiah the prophet brought to him at the third entrance of the house of the Lord. And the king said to Jeremiah, I will ask you something. Hide nothing from me. Jeremiah said to Zedekiah, if I declare it to you, will you not surely put me to death? And if I give you advice, you will not listen to me. So Zedekiah the king swore secretly to Jeremiah, saying, as the Lord lives, who made our very souls, I will not put you to death, nor will I give you to the hands of these men who seek your life. Then Jeremiah said to Zedekiah, Thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, and the God of Israel, if you surely surrender to the king of Babylon's princes, then your soul shall live. This city shall not be burnt with fire, and you and your house shall live. But if you do not surrender to the king of Babylon princes, then this city shall be given into the hands of the Chaldeans. They shall burn it with fire, and you shall not escape from their hand. But Zedekiah the king said to Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Jews who have defeated the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hands, and they abuse me. But Jeremiah said, They shall not deliver you. Please obey the voice of the Lord, which I speak to you. So it shall be well with you, and your soul shall live. But if you refuse to surrender, this is the word of the Lord has shown me. Now behold, all the women who are left in the king of Judah's house shall be surrendered to the king of Babylon's princes, and those women shall say, Your close friends have set upon you and prevailed against you. Your feet have sunk in the mirror, and they have turned away again. So they shall surrender all your wives and children to the Chaldeans. You shall not escape from their hand, but shall be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon. And you shall cause this city to be burned with fire. Then Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, Let no one know of these words, and you shall not die. But if the prince hears that I have talked with you, and they come to you and say to you, Declare to us now what you have said to the king, and also what the king has said to you. Do not hide it from us, and we will not put you to death. Then you shall say to them, I presented my request before the king, that he would not make me return to Jonathan's house to die there. Then all the princes came to Jeremiah and asked, and he told them according to all these words that the king had commanded. So they stopped speaking to him, for the conversation had not been heard. Now Jeremiah remained in the courts of the prison until the day of Jerusalem was taken, and he was there when Jerusalem was taken. Continue. Stop right there. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go back and watch this one. Did I miss anything, Most High? Everything was said that would need to be said. Ashe. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful. A lot of this I'm reading, put it in modern day time, y'all. Okay, put it where it fits, how it fits. Sending out peace, love, and light. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. I'll see y'all later.